Hello, Mrs. Haiha. Thank you for watching our group mini lecture. Today, I present our topic on Vietnam's inland container depot system, constraints, import, hinterland connectivity, and development directions. Vietnam's ICD system plays an increasingly important role in linking seaports with inland regions. As trade grows, effective port hinterland connectivity becomes essential for logistic efficiency. However, the system still faces several structural and operational challenges. This presentation examines current conditions, identifying key constraints, and propose practical development directions for improvement. Here are the assigned tasks for each member. Our table of contents includes 6 main parts. Let's begin with an overview of ICDs as a component of a logistic infrastructure. An inland container depot, or ICD, is a common user inland facility located in the hinterland for handling and storage of containerized cargo, and is considered an inland extension of seaports. In Vietnam, ICDs, also called dry ports, function as transport hubs connected to seaports and transport modes, acting as inland gateway for import and export cargo. ICDs play core roles. First, they relieve port congestion by shifting container handling and storage inland. Second, they enhance strategic connectivity by linking maritime gateways with industrial zones and hinterlands. Third, they support multimodal integration by enabling seamless transport across road, rail, and inland waterways, while offering services such as cargo consolidation. Within seaport hinterland connectivity, ICDs act as an inland layer, creating a buffer that optimizes cargo flows. Their effectiveness depends on integration with transport corridors, forming corridor-based networks that extend logistics system inland efficiently and sustainably. Let's move to the current state and operating characteristics of Vietnam's ICD system. First, the ICD network continues to expand and plays an increasingly important role in the national logistics system. Under Decision No. 428, issued in March 2026, Vietnam has 19 ICDs, showing a phase of network enlargement rather than consolidation. Second, in terms of spatial distribution, ICDs are mainly concentrated in the north and the south. Key clusters are found in Hải Phòng and Bắc Ninh in the north, and Đồng Nai, Ho Chi Minh City, and Tây Ninh in the south. Third, regarding operating characteristics, ICDs are closely linked to seaport gateways, industrial zones, and major freight corridors. Their operations are concentrated in main logistic regions and are strongly shaped by the existing national transport structure. Overall, while expansion reflects growing recognition of ICD, the system has not yet become a fully coordinated national network. The case study of ICD Long Bien will further illustrate this topic.
ICD Long Bien in Hanoi is a typical example of inland container depots in northern Vietnam. It was developed by Hateco Logistics and recognized in 2020. Located inside Dong Bi Industrial Zone, it covers 12 hectares with a capacity of 135,000 TEU per year. The ICD operates 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, and provides services such as custom clearance, warehousing, and cold storage. In terms of strength, ICD Long Bien benefits from a strategic location and good connection to Nội Bài Airport and major seaports like Hải Phòng and Lạch Huyện, helping support regional trade. However, its performance is still below potential, with utilization low as northern ICDs handle only around 10% of container volume, and many firms prefer direct trucking to Hải Phòng port. In addition, multimodal connectivity is limited, as the ICD mainly relies on road transport, increasing logistics costs. To improve this, short-term incentives and partnerships are needed, while long-term development should focus on multimodal transport. Overall, Better connectivity is a key to maximizing its potential.
Now let's examine the major constraints on the development of ICDs in Vietnam. First is weak multimodal connectivity. Most cargo to ICD is still transported mainly by road, with very little by rail. This heavy dependence creates significant pressure on the road network and increased congestion risks at both ports and ICDs. Moreover, the shortage of reliable waterways and rail links contributes to Vietnam's high logistic costs, which remains around 16% of GDP. Second, we have fragmented planning and implementation. Logistic planning in Vietnam is still largely mode-based rather than forming an integrated network. As a result, implementation is slow. Many planned ICD projects in the central region and the Mekong Delta remain only on paper due to land clearance difficulties and the lack of strong PPP investment. Third, there's uneven regional distribution and scale limitations. ICDs are unevenly distributed, heavily concentrated in the north and the south, while the central region has very limited presence. In addition, most ICDs are relatively small, ranging from 10 to 30 hectares. Also, although a few newer projects reach up to 100 hectares, this imbalance may lead to stronger competition among ICDs. Finally, technology and operational limitations remain a challenge. Technology adoption is still uneven across logistic enterprises, depending on firm size, financial capacity, infrastructure, and managerial awareness. Logistic data systems are fragmented, with limited data sharing and weak coordination among stakeholders. Although smart tools such as IoT, AI, blockchain, EBL, and real-time cargo tracking are being promoted, they are not yet widely integrated across the entire system. These constraints seriously hinder the efficient development of Vietnam's ICD network. Vietnam's ICD system needs three key development directions to improve efficiency and competitiveness. First, it's important to build a more coherent national ICD network. ICD should be developed as a coordinated system rather than isolated facilities. Although the network has expanded to 19 ICDs, it remains uneven, so future planning must be aligned with seaports, industrial zones, and logistic corridors. Second, Vietnam needs to strengthen multimodal connectivity and improve implementation. The current system still depends heavily on road transport, which accounted for about 75% of freight in 2025. There's also a clear regional gap, as southern ICDs are better connected to waterways, while most northern ICDs remain road-based. Therefore, better implementation is required in infrastructure, custom coordination, and corridor planning. Finally, ICD performance should be upgraded through stronger investment and technology adoption. Expanding PPP participation and applying tools such as real-time tracking and electronic systems will have improved efficiency and integration. In conclusion, Vietnam's ICD system shows clear potential to support a more modern logistic structure. However, development remains incomplete, with limited system-wide coordination. The key priority is quality over quantity, focusing on deeper integration and more effective operation, so ICDs can become strategic inland nodes in a connected and competitive network. Here's our reference list. This is the end of our mini lecture, and thank you, Ms. Haya, for listening.